the best linebackers in America.
Finds an alley. It's going to be a touchdown. Deion Sanders.
You could make a case it's the greatest draft class of all time. And no draft class could match this one's top 5 picks. This group had it all. Hall of Famers, Super Bowl winners, and one infamous Sports Illustrated cover. But if you want the complete story of the 1989 NFL Draft, you need to go back to 1988.
The punt is underway. Pitts has it now, the 38 of Green Bay, up to the 45, 50. He bursts into the Phoenix, into the 40. He's going to the 30. He may go all the way. Ron Pitts, touchdown, Green Bay.
So why was that important? Well, the 3-12 Packers were a lock for the number 1 pick in 1989 with a Week 16 loss against the Cardinals. But in a shocking turn of events, Green Bay went on to upset Phoenix while the 3-12 Cowboys got shellacked by the Eagles the same day. So it would now be Dallas picking first in 1989. Crazy, right? And just to shake things up a little more, Jerry Jones would buy the Cowboys that offseason, fire 29-year head coach Tom Landry, and bring in Jimmy Johnson, who ultimately used the number 1 pick on
Troy Aikman, quarterback, UCLA.
Pretty wild stretch, wouldn't you say? While Aikman went on to win 3 Super Bowls and enter the Hall of Fame, he wasn't the clear-cut choice among many inside the Dallas organization. Believe it or not, there were some in that franchise who were sold on this guy.
Tackle Tony Mandarich, Michigan State.
The 6'6", 320-pound monster was the closest to a sure thing as there was in this draft. A no-brainer pick for the Packers at number 2 and a national star after SI put him on their April '89 cover. To say Mandarich was a bust in Green Bay would be an understatement. He lasted just 3 years at Lambeau while steroid and drug use derailed his career.
This is a matchup that the Eagles like and the Packers are a little bit worried about. Working on Tony Mandarich, the right tackle.
Now with the Lions on the clock at number 3, the question was this: who was the best Sanders available? Detroit opted for the 1988 Heisman Trophy winner and the first true college junior to be declared eligible for the draft.
One of the finest running backs in the United States of America, and our number 1 pick, Barry Sanders.
Here's how it all went down. Up to 1989, a player needed to graduate college or use all 4 years of his playing eligibility to enter the regular draft. Juniors who declared early were pooled in the supplemental draft. But in '89, Sanders petitioned the league due to NCAA sanctions against Oklahoma State that would begin in 1990. The NFL allowed his entry, and the move to make all college juniors eligible for the draft was instituted the following season. It was a groundbreaking decision as a result of a revolutionary running back, and perhaps the most exciting player the league will ever see.
Barry Sanders off the pitch right, midfield, 45, breaks 40, Barry 35, spins free, 30, 25, middle of the field, 20, 15, 10, holy mackerel, down and in, touchdown!
Sanders' brilliance was unmatched, but his Hall of Fame career wasn't about the numbers. Yes, he eclipsed 2,000 yards in 1997, but it was the jukes, spins, hurdles, and all the magic he brought to the playing field that made his career so special.
The Kansas City Chiefs first-round selection, Derrick Thomas, linebacker, Alabama.
What's the one thing Marty Schottenheimer preached? Defense. In his first year as head coach, Schottenheimer took the best pass rusher in the draft with the 4th overall pick. You could argue that outside of Lawrence Taylor, Derrick Thomas is the greatest pass-rushing outside linebacker ever. In 1990, he led the league with 20 sacks, including 7 in one game.
Oh, what a hit! Derrick Thomas is putting a clinic.
What a game he's had!
Thomas made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 9 seasons and was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2009.
It's Atlanta Falcons first-round choice, Deion Sanders, cornerback, Florida State.
I was kind of scared. I thought Detroit was going to take me. I would ask for so much money that I had to put me on layaway.
If you thought this top 5 couldn't get any more legendary, think again. Primetime's impact was made clear in his first game.
And they'll kick it away just outside his spine. This is a beauty, and Sanders retreats back to the 32, drops the ball again.
One man missed him. Another man missed him. Now he's going wide off to the right. DEION to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. My God, DEION Sanders is going to score.
Just 2 years later, the hopeless Falcons were in the playoffs, led by DEION Sanders' defensive brilliance. He won Defensive Player of the Year with the 49ers in 1994. He's a 6-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl winner, and perhaps the greatest lockdown corner in NFL history. There has never been a top 5 with more accolades, star power, athleticism, and pure dominance. But this 1989 class was way deeper than a handful of players. Eric Metcalf, perhaps the greatest all-purpose player ever, was taken 13th overall.
What a set of moves on that guy. Had a couple of the Bengals grasping for air.
How about Steve Atwater at number 20?
Baby, we got lead on his ass this time, baby.
Here's the handoff. Up the middle at 20.
Then 2 picks later, the Colts took Andre RISON.
Throws underneath to RISON. RISON can't get in. Makes a fine move. He does get in.
Then you had guys like Carnell Lake, Ray Crockett, Wesley Walls, Mark Schlereth, Marion Butts. And in his first draft as Cowboys coach, Jimmy Johnson laid the foundation of what would become a championship squad. He selected center Mark Stepnoski, defensive end Tony Tolbert, and fullback Daryl Moose Johnston in the later rounds.
Jimmy Johnson's taken his team from the absolute worst to the absolute best in 4 years.
A quick footnote to the story of the '89 draft. Johnson later took quarterback Steve Walsh in the first round of the supplemental draft. That meant the Cowboys would be without their first-round pick in 1990. Coincidentally, Dallas also finished with the worst record in 1989 and could have had back-to-back number 1 overall selections. And the trade of Herschel Walker left a need at running back. That may have been filled by running back Blair Thomas, who went number 2 overall in 1990. Luckily for the Cowboys, they settled on Emmitt Smith after trading back up into the first round. So think about that. Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith could have been Tony Mandarich and Blair Thomas, America's other team.